So we're going to start with our body scan. So as long as you're not driving, you're going to close your eyes and just start taking some nice deep breaths. And as you start to bring your focus and your awareness into your body, take another deep breath. And then bring your focus to your neck and your shoulders. Notice how your neck and your shoulders feel today. Do you feel any tightness or stiffness, soreness? Notice how your shoulder blades are feeling. Notice if one feels heavier than the other, if one feels more forward or back than the other. And then moving down through your shoulder blades to your mid-back. Notice how your back feels. And take another breath here. Notice how your back feels against the floor as you take this breath. And then moving down to your mid-back and your low back. And taking another breath here. Noticing again how your back feels as you're breathing, how it's feeling against the floor. Noticing if you feel any tightness or stiffness. And moving through your low back and into your pelvis and hips. And noticing any differences, soreness, and moving down through your hips into your legs. and all the way down through your legs, through your knees, through your calves, all the way to your feet. And then when you're ready, you can bend your knees and bring your feet to standing flat on the floor. And leave your arms just laying quietly beside your body. And we're gonna start with some flattens and tilts. So staying relaxed, we're gonna take a nice big inhale first. And now as you begin to exhale, you're going to flatten your back to the floor by bringing your pubic bone and your ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy muscles, pressing your back down to the floor. And hold that for just a moment. And then nice and slow, begin to release the contraction in your belly as you slowly, with control, releasing your abdominals. And at the very end of that release in your tummy, you're going to roll your tailbone forward and down to the floor, just gently. So you do a small little arch of your low back. Hold that for just a moment. And now exhale as you slowly begin to release the contraction in your back. Slow and smooth as you can. And at the end of that release, you're going to go into flatten again. Bringing your pubic bone and your ribs towards each other, tightening your tummy as you flatten your back to the floor. Holding that for just a moment. And now super slow and smooth as you can, begin to release in your tummy, slowly, with control. At the very end of that release, you're going to go into tilt again, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor, gently arching your low back just a tiny bit, just a little tilt, holding for a moment, and slowly, with control, releasing in your pelvis and back as you slowly come back to neutral. At the end of that release, you'll go into flatten again. And this time as you go into flatten, you're going to roll your arms inwards towards your body. So the back of your hands will be against your legs and your shoulders will come together a little bit in front of you. So your chest will be just slightly contracted. Hold for a moment. So now you're contracted in your belly and your shoulders, in your chest. Slowly with control now, slowly release in your tummy and slowly let your shoulders float back down to the floor as you slowly unroll your arms. And then you'll go right into tilt and you're going to roll your arms open so that your palms are facing up to the ceiling now as you roll your tailbone forward down to the floor, palms are facing up. So now your tailbone is pressing gently to the floor and your shoulder blades are pressing gently to the floor. Slowly now begin to release that contraction. Slowly letting your pelvis come back down to neutral. Slowly rolling your hands back over to palms down. And then going right into flatten again, flattening your back to the floor, bringing pubic bone and ribs towards each other, rolling your arms inwards towards your body so the back of your hands are touching your legs. Notice that you have a small contraction happening in your chest and in your belly now. Slowly begin to release. Slowly with control, releasing in your belly. Slowly letting your shoulders float back down to the floor. And when everything gets back to its neutral position, take a moment to rest. And we're going to go into the wash rag next. So you're going to bring your arms out beside you on the floor. So your hands will be straight out from your shoulders. Arms straight out from your shoulders. And your palms will be on the floor. Marley. Put your hands straight out beside you. Yep, but long arms. So they're against the floor and long. And your knees are still bent. And now you're slowly going to begin to lower your knees to the left side as you slowly roll your right palm up and begin to turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the right, your knees are slowly drifting to the left, and you're looking to the right. Remember to go slow and stay controlled, and only go as far as you can comfortably. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, you're slowly going to switch again. Marley, you keep looking at the camera because I'm going to show you a picture of what you should look like on the floor right now. You should look like this picture down at the bottom. Can you see how our arms are straight out from your shoulders like this on the floor? Yeah. And then you're slowly bringing your knees up and over from the left now, and your knees are going to slowly begin to drift to the right. And at the same time, you're going to roll your right palm down. You're slowly going to start to roll your left palm up and turn your head and look to the left. So turn your head the opposite way now, looking to the left, except you're supposed to do it slowly, remember? Super slow. And your knees are slowly going to the right. And when you've gone as far as you can comfortably, then you'll slowly switch again. Slowly bringing the knees up and over to the left. As you slowly roll your left palm down, you begin to roll your right palm up, and your head starts to turn to the right. Remember to go slow like a ninja, Marley. Think of yourself like if you go super slow, you're pretty much invisible. So slow. When you've gone as far as you can comfortably to that side, and slowly begin to switch again. Slowly bringing your knees up and over to the right. Slowly rolling your right palm down to the floor as you slowly roll your left palm up, and you slowly begin to turn your head to the left, looking towards the palm that is up. And hold there for a moment and notice the lengthening that's happening in your back as you slowly twist from side to side. You're slowly switching again, rolling the right palm now upwards as the left palm rolls down, and slowly switching your knees to the opposite side. At your own pace, you're going to do one more, switching one more time. And when you finish doing one more, you'll stop with your knees in center in your neutral position and take a moment to rest. Good, and now keeping your knees where they are and your feet flat on the floor, you're going to bring your arms back down beside your body, so your arms are going to be laying long beside you. And we're going to do just a couple of neck releases while we're here. So for this next exercise, you're going to be lifting your face straight up to the ceiling. Remember that you're only going to lift your head off of the floor an inch at the most. You do not need to lift it high. So go ahead, lift your head off the floor as you lift your face straight up to the ceiling. And then slow and smooth as you can, begin to lower your head back down as slow and smooth as you can. And take a moment to rest. And we're going to do that one again. Lifting your face straight up to the ceiling. Don't lift your head too high, just a little bit. Good. Slowly begin to lower it now. As slow and smooth as you can. Oh my goodness, Marley, you have so much SMA happening in your neck. You need to do that one again. Did you notice how your head's just bobbing up and down? So this time I want you just lift your head even smaller. Only lift it like a tiny little bit up off the floor, okay? Just a little tiny bit. Good. Now super slow, lower it back down. Slow and smooth. And rest. That was better. This time, leaving your head on the floor, you're going to tilt your head backwards. So your head stays on the floor, but you're going to tilt back, bringing your chin up towards the ceiling. So go ahead, tilt your head back. Marley, that's not back, that's sideways. That's sideways too. There you go, tilting your head back, yeah, like that. And now nice and slow, go bring it back to neutral. So slow and smooth as you can, bring your chin back down. And rest. And then we're going to do one more of those. Tilt your head back again, bringing your chin upwards towards the ceiling as your head tilts back. So you're doing a little squeeze in the back of your neck. Now slowly release the squeeze in the back of your neck, as slow and smooth as you can. And rest. Good. This next one, you're going to bring your chin towards your chest. So bringing your head forward now as you bring your chin down towards your chest. And then slowly begin to lower your head and slowly release your chin, bringing your head back to neutral. And rest. And when you finish that one, you're going to slowly now roll over onto your belly. And when you're on your belly, you're going to bring both hands up in front of your face so that you're resting your forehead on the back of your hands. So like this. So bring your hands up and rest your forehead right on the back of your hands. Good. So head straight down. There you go. Now nice and slow, leaving your hands and your elbows on the floor, you're going to bring your head upwards and you're going to start to look upwards. So your hands stay on the floor and you slowly lift your head and eyes straight up as you gaze upwards towards the ceiling. And then slow and smooth, begin to lower your head and your eyes back down. And rest. And then you're going to do that one again. Hands stay on the floor, lifting your head and your eyes, gazing upwards. And then nice and slow and smooth, lowering your head and your eyes back down till your forehead is resting on your hands again. And take a moment to rest. For this next exercise, your head and your hands will stay on the floor. This time you'll be lifting your elbows. So go ahead now, lifting just your elbows. You'll feel your shoulder blades will come together slightly. They'll be squeezing together gently. Hold that for a moment, and now nice and slow as you can, begin to lower your elbows, really focusing on the release that's happening between your shoulder blades. Slow and smooth as you can, lowering your elbows back down to the floor. Make sure you rest for a moment. And we're going to repeat that one again. Head and hands stay on the floor, just your elbows lift, gently squeezing your shoulder blades together. Hold for a moment. And now nice and slow, slow and smooth, begin to lower your elbows back down to the floor. Make sure you rest for a moment when you finish that one. The next one we're going to do is called peekaboo with a leg lift. So this time you'll leave your hands and your elbows on the floor. You're going to lift your head and eyes again, and at the same time lengthen and lift your right leg. So here we go. Head and eyes begin to lift upwards, and at the same time lengthening and lifting your right leg just slightly off the floor. Hold for just a moment, and then nice and slow and smooth, begin to lower your head and eyes as you slowly lower your leg and foot. As slow and smooth as you can. Make sure you rest when you finish that one. And we'll repeat again, only this time we'll be lifting the left leg. So again, your hands and elbows stay on the floor, lifting head and eyes, gazing upwards, at the same time lengthening and lifting your left leg, holding for just a moment, and nice and slow, lowering the left leg as you slowly lower your head and eyes. Take a moment to rest when you've finished. And then you're going to bring your left arm long beside your body, and you're going to leave your right arm where it is, and you're going to turn your head so you're looking towards your right elbow. So your left cheek is resting on the back of your right hand. Marley, that's left. You're looking to your left. There you go, hon. This one is called over the shoulder. And we're going to do it with an exhale. So staying relaxed, we're going to inhale first. And now as you exhale, lift your head, chest, and elbow, gently looking up over your right shoulder, and at the same time, lengthen and lift your left leg. Remember that you don't need to lift anything high. Hold for just a moment, and then nice and slow, begin to lower your head and your elbow as you slowly lower your left leg. And when everything is back down to the floor, make sure you take a moment to rest. And we're going to repeat that one again. Inhale as you stay relaxed. Exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow, lengthening and lifting the left leg. Notice how your left shoulder presses to the floor gently to help you to do this movement to the right. Hold for just a moment. Slowly with control now begin to lower your head, your chest, and your elbow. Slowly lowering the left leg. As slow and smooth as you can. And when everything is back to the floor, take a moment to rest. We're going to be switching to the other side. So you're going to bring your right arm down beside your body, and you're going to bring your left arm up now and turn your head so that you're looking towards your left elbow as you rest your right cheek on the back of your left hand. Staying relaxed. We're going to start with an inhale. And exhale, lifting head, chest, and elbow, gently looking over the left shoulder as you lengthen and lift your right leg. Hold for just a moment, and then slowly begin to lower your head and your chest and your elbow. Slowly lowering your leg. And when everything is back down to the floor, take a moment to rest. Now, Marley, for this next one, I want you to imagine that I put some crazy glue on the back of your hand so your cheek and your hand are stuck to each other, okay? So go ahead and turn your head to the other side again. Yeah, and this time when you lift your head and your chest, your hand is going to come up too because your cheek and your hand are glued together. So staying relaxed, inhale again first. And exhale, lifting your head, chest, elbow, and your hand because it's glued to your cheek. Lengthening and lifting your right leg at the same time. Hold for a moment. Slowly now begin to lower your head and your chest and your elbow, and very slow and smooth lowering your leg at the same time. And when everything is back down to the floor, take a moment to rest. Roxy, was that 3 times? Can you hold a thumbs up for me if that was 3 times? Because I lost count. That was. Okay, good. So now you guys are going to bring both your elbows or both your hands back up underneath of your forehead again, and your head is going to be straight, looking down to the floor. So both hands are up in front of your face again. There you go. And we're going to do one more lifting of the head and eyes. So your elbows and hands stay on the floor now as you gaze upwards with your head and your eyes. So lift your head and your eyes up, Marley. Look upwards. Up. There you go. No, up. There. Now nice and slow, begin to lower your head back down to your hands. as slow and smooth as you can. Once your head is resting back on your hands, take a moment to rest. And now for the next one, you'll be lifting your elbows. So your head and your hands stay on the floor. Now you're lifting your elbows, gently squeezing your shoulder blades together again. And hold that for just a moment. And now nice and slow, begin to lower your elbows. Slow and smooth, lowering them back down. And then making sure to rest. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll back over onto your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor again. And now you're going to bring your hands up behind your head. So your knees are bent and your hands are going to go behind your head like you're getting ready to do a curl. Yes. Your knees should be pointing up to the ceiling, Marley. Yep, exactly. We're going to start with an inhale and an arch. So inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. At the same time, think of pressing your shoulder blades down and drawing them towards your tailbone, and also tilt your head back. Tilt your head backwards. There you go. Now nice and slow, begin to release the tilt in your neck as you slowly release the tilt in your hips, slowly releasing in your shoulders. And at the end of that release, you're going to go right into flatten, flattening your back to the floor, bringing your pubic bone and ribs towards each other, tightening in your tummy. Bring your elbows together and gently lift your head and chest up so you bring your elbows towards your knees. Up, like you're doing a sit-up. There you go. Hold that for a moment and I'm nice and slow. Begin to lower your head as slow and smooth as you can. Slow, slow and smooth. And once your head is resting on the floor, then slowly begin to open your elbows. As slowly as you can. Once your elbows are to the floor, take a moment to rest. And we're going to repeat that one again. So inhale and arch again, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. Press your shoulder. Nope, get your head back down, Marley. You're one step ahead. Keep your elbows down. So you're arching your back right now. You're tilting your hips forward. No, other way. Making a little arch under your back. Press your shoulder blades to the floor. Draw them towards your tailbone and tilt your head backwards. Now slowly begin to release the contraction in your back. Slowly releasing in your neck. As slow and smooth as you can. And then going right into flatten, flattening your back to the floor now, bringing your ribs and your pubic bone towards each other and bring your elbows together. And now lift your head and chest, bringing your elbows towards your knees. Notice now as you begin to lower your head, notice how you have to control your tummy muscles to lower your head nice and slow and smooth. And once your head is resting on the floor, then slowly open your elbows. Make sure when you finish that you rest for a moment before repeating one more time. Inhale and arch, rolling your tailbone forward and down to the floor. No, other way, Mars. So you're making a little arch in your back. That's it. So you're rolling your butt forward. No, other way. Yes, that's it. No, not that way. Stop it. The other way. Forward. Then press your shoulder blades. Tilt your head back. Now slowly begin to release the contraction in your back. Slowly releasing in your neck. At the end of that release, going right into flatten, bringing your pubic bone and ribs towards each other, flattening your back to the floor, bring your elbows together, lift your head and chest, bringing your elbows towards your knees. Hold for just a moment. Now super slow, begin to lower your head. Slow and smooth as you can. And once your head is resting, and slowly open your elbows. Take a moment to rest. Then go ahead and lay your legs long and bring your arms back down beside you. And we're going to finish with scanning our body again and seeing how we feel now compared to how we felt at the beginning of class. So getting nice and cozy, try to get in the same position you were at the beginning. Take a nice deep breath. Bring your awareness to your neck and your shoulders. And notice how they feel now compared to how they felt at the beginning of class. And moving down through your shoulders into your mid-back. And noticing how you feel here. Does it feel different now than it did at the beginning of class? And then moving down to your low back and your hips. And all the way down through your hips, through your legs. And all the way to your legs, feet, and toes. And when you're ready, without rushing, you can roll to your side and come up to sitting. We have a couple minutes to talk about our class today.